We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
Big time nighttime pools and great racing always at Los Alamitos with an early pick four pool of $175,000 and a late pick four pool of nearly $170,000. Plus our pick six pools continue to reach record figures. Horse players, don't miss the Los Alamitos Winter Derby Final on Saturday, February 14th with 10 of the top sophomore sprinters at Los Alamitos. Big time nighttime pools and great racing always at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas show, coming to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital, and on the South Point Streaming Network at YouTube, and, of course, our local radio station, our anchor radio station here in town, Sports Talk, 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. We welcome you to the show on this already busy Saturday morning. And, of course, we welcome all of you listening on all the other platforms that we have, our websites, and, of course, the apps that you have for your devices, your Google phone, your iPhone, and your Android, with the KSCP and the YouTube apps, and, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Welcome to the show, however you get us. It's already started in Saudi Arabia. They have run 5 races of the 9 stakes races already in Saudi Arabia, and some of the results, the $1 million Tuark Cup was won by Michael Schofield. And the Saudi Derby, that was the big one, has 30 Kentucky Derby points to it. Saudi Derby was contested about an hour ago. And Al-Harem got up in the final jumps to win, beating Obliteration and Santono Voyage. Now, Obliteration took the lead in the race and had the lead most of the way and turned back all of the other challenges early. And then Al-Harem came up in the middle of the racetrack and closed like a storm through the stretch and got up in the final shadow of the wire to get it, beating Obliteration. So Al-Harem gets 30 Kentucky Derby points for the Kentucky Derby, winning the Saudi Derby, coming from way out of it in the middle of the racetrack, just stormed by everybody and won that one. And then in the most recent race out at Saudi Arabia with about, 13 minutes to post time for the sixth race, which is the Turf Sprint. But the last race that they ran was the Riyadh Dirt Sprint. And in that race, Bob Baffert and Flavien Prat connected to win with Imagination. Imagination wins the Riyadh Dirt Sprint, outrunning Just Beat the Odds and Mugtaham, who finished third in the race. And so now we get to the Turf Sprint. And in the Turf Sprint right now, as I see the American pool at 9-5 is the 8-horse, which is Panha Tower. So that's right now, 9-5 on that horse. That horse was 10-1 on the morning line. We'll check and make sure that is correct. But, I'm sorry, it is the World Pool that we're looking at right now. The World Pool odds have the 8 at 9-5 and the 5-horse in the race. And I'm trying to check out because they got difference from post positions and betting lines. The 5-horse Lazat is, which was the morning line favorite, sitting at 5-2 with about 12 minutes to go until that race. So they're on their way. They're racing in the Saudi Cup. Of course, the big races later on will be the $2.5 million Red Sea Turf at 1 mile and 7/8 on the turf course there. That'll go at 10 minutes to 9 Pacific time. And then the big race, the $20 million Grade 1 Saudi Cup at 1 mile and 1/8, one turn, 1 mile and 1/8 on their main track for 4-year-olds and up, will go at 9:40 a.m. Pacific time, 9:40 a.m. Pacific time. And so we got that set up there. And, of course, today, a big day of racing out at the fairgrounds where we have the Risen Stars Stakes, part of the Louisiana Derby series. And, of course, it has 50-50 Kentucky Derby leaderboard points attached to that for the winner. And the Rachel Alexandra, which is, the counterpart for the Kentucky Oaks. The Rachel Alexandra, of course, will later on be head part of the Fairgrounds Oaks series there for the 3-year-old fillies. The Rachel Alexandra also has 50 points for the Kentucky Oaks leaderboard there at the fairgrounds on a multitude of stakes races there at the fairgrounds. So we're keeping track on a lot of stuff going on, but they're still in the paddock there for the next race in Saudi Arabia. All right, taking a look. And by the way, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Come on, all you sweethearts out there. It's a great day, Valentine's Day. Of course, Valentine's Day also is a remembrance of the massacre in Chicago with the mob, but nevertheless, more or less, happy Valentine's Day, all you sweethearts out there. And of course, big weekend of racing, big weekend of holidays. Today is Valentine's Day, and of course, a couple of days from now, Monday will be President's Day, where, of course, we will have holiday racing, at least at Santa Anita on President's Day Monday. But the weather predictions for Southern California for Monday says it's going to rain. So wait and see what happens with the Monday card out at Santa Anita. Right now, as we look at the weather around the country, all of the action as far as precipitation is concerned is centered right in the middle of the country. Nebraska, Oklahoma, you've got, parts of Des Moines, Iowa, etc., all in there in the Midwest. They've got a lot of rain and things going on there. But as far as the East and West coasts are concerned, looks pretty darn good. It looks darn good as far as racing conditions are concerned. Now, as far as the temperatures, Going to be a beautiful day in Miami, Florida, 76 degrees, sunny with a few clouds in there. Tampa Bay will be sunny and 81 degrees. New York, they say you may have a little bit of a sprinkle or two, but it's cloudy in New York, 48 degrees there. Chicago will be 49, topping off today. Southern California, where they're racing at Santa Anita today, will be partly cloudy, but it'll be 70 degrees. 70 degrees are going to top out in Los Angeles. Here in Las Vegas, it's 45 degrees right now outside, with the sun shining bright. It is shining bright here. Had a little bit of that sunshine going through me trying to drive on the streets here today. So it's just rising here, 45 degrees. And we're going to top off at 69 today here in Las Vegas. Phoenix, Arizona is 73. And, the hottest spot in the country, although it's windy there, Brownsville, Texas at 84. So you have pretty much of the weather conditions around the country for today. All righty. As you know, and as we paid tribute yesterday, John Sheriffs, the trainer John Sheriffs, died suddenly in his sleep the other day. And his number one 3-year-old from last year, Baeza, who is intended to race again this year, the owners of Baeza said that they're going to ship this horse east. They're going to settle on a trainer. They don't have one right now, but the main owner, Lee Searing, says they're looking to ship Baeza. He's going back east for his races this year, so he'll be on the East Coast there, Baeza, and they'll hire a trainer in a few days. They'll be interviewing trainers. Paco Lopez. Now, he was involved in the spill a week ago, last Saturday, in the 8th race on a horse, and he fell and he broke his ankle. Paco Lopez broke his ankle. And at the time, he's the second leading rider there at the fairgrounds right now with 45 wins. But he is done for the fairgrounds for this year. They said his ankle will take as much time as it needs to heal. He's looking to come back towards the summertime at Colonial Downs. Of course, he won the last summer title at Colonial Downs. Paco Lopez on the shelf now after a spill last Saturday at the fairgrounds. So we wish him well. Of course, you remember that he was banned by HISA at most major racetracks, but they don't recognize HISA in the state of Louisiana. So he went down to the fairgrounds and was doing rather well down there, but he'll be sidelined now with a broken ankle after that injury. So we will wish him well, Paco Lopez. All righty. Well, we have a lot to cover on today's show. Jonathan Ardoon will be with us. And, of course, Rich Eng, John Lindo, and Jerry J. But taking a quick look at what happened yesterday around the country real quick. At the Big A at Aqueduct, Manny Franco continued his hot streak. He won 6 races on Thursday, came back with the first race on Friday for Linda Rice, paying $2.64 as the big favorite there. Linda Rice came back and won the 5th race with Kendrick Carmouche, paying $4.36. And the 6th race had the biggest priced winner. Longest shot on the board came from last to first in the stretch. Whistler's Style for Chris Elliott, paying $31.66. Elliott came back to win his 2nd race of the day in the 8th and final race at $11.18. And Jonathan Hardoon's pick at Aqueduct won yesterday. It was 7-2 on the morning line. We figured we'd get a nice price, maybe $8, maybe $7 and change. But they bet this horse right off the board from the get-go. Vibrant Express won the race under Eric Hansel for George Weaver, but paid $4.22 bet down to just around 6-5 favorite there. But Jonathan gave us a winner at Aqueduct yesterday in that 7th race. Pick 6 paid $6,058 and change there at Aqueduct. Gulfstream Park, John Velasquez had a couple of winners. He won the first race at $6 even. Came back in the 9th race for George Weaver and paid $4.40. Javier Castellano had a couple of winners yesterday. He won the 2nd race for Jorge Delgado at $3.80. Came back in the 8th race for Victor Barbosa Jr., paying $6.40. And Tyler Gaffleone and Sappy Joseph Jr. got together and got a winner there in the 3rd race at $5 even. And so you can kind of tell, I think, just by those results, that there were a lot of favorites winning yesterday at Gulfstream Park. As a matter of fact, the highest priced winner at Gulfstream yesterday paid $16.20. Pick six, $2,535.24. Don't forget, if they don't take it down completely today with one winning ticket and the Pick Six, Rainbow Pick Six jackpot, it will be a mandatory payoff at Gulfstream Park tomorrow. Mandy payoff tomorrow at Gulfstream if it escapes a single winner today at Gulfstream Park. Oaklawn Park yesterday, boy, they continue to have those big Pick 5 payoffs. First race winner, Luis Saez gets his first win of the day at 7:20. The second race winner, the Asmussens, Eric, rides for father Steve Asmussen, got the win there in the second race at 10:40. And then Francisco Arrieta got his first win of the day in the third race for Dallas Stewart at $20.80. Ramon Vasquez got his first win of the day in the fourth race for Greg Compton, paying $11.60. This fourth race of the day was one of they call that the ratings handicap. You remember we were talking about the ratings races? They had a couple of ratings races down at Santa Anita where they put ratings on these horses. And this ratings handicap was horses that rated between 70 and 80 on the ratings scale for Equibase. Now, to give you some kind of barometer of what the ratings are, the comparison, Sovereignty has a 102 rating. So these were horses that were rated between 70 and 80. And two of the top of the 380 rated horses in this rating race did win. Ninja Warrior won. He had an 80 rating with Ramon Vasquez, again, 1160. And Henro finished second. He also had an 80 rating. So we'll wait and see how this rating handicap stuff works at these tracks around the country. All right, then the fifth race pays 1080. So you put all those together. The Pick 5 pays $13,046.90. If you extract the first race winner that paid only $720, the next four races, that Pick 4 paid $1,492.25. So for that $720 winner in the first race, the difference between the payoffs of the Pick 4 and the Pick 5 yesterday, $11,554.65. The difference for the sake of a $7 horse in the first race between the Pick 4 and the Pick 5. Pick 5, $13,000 plus. All right, Luis Saez got his second win of the day at Oaklawn for Dan Ward in the sixth race at 1180. Dan Ward came back in the featured American Beauty with a majestic oops ridden by Francisco Arrieta that was getting his second win of the day. So Arrieta and Ward both got their second win of the day in the feature yesterday. The American Beauty paying $6 even. They outran Esternia and Bernadetta, who finished second and third respectively. And then Ramon Vasquez got another win in the 10th and final race. His second win paying $4 even. Nobody hit the Pick 6 yesterday because of the ninth race winner, I would suspect, that paid $50. The ninth race winner, 24-1 shot, won the ninth race, beating a 42-1 shot in that race. So that was the big upset race, the ninth. No winners in the Pick 6. They have a carryover in the Class 6 today at Oaklawn Park. Santa Anita, Edwin Maldonado was the only multiple winning jockey of the day. He won the first race for Steve Knapp, paying $14.20. Came back in the seventh race for Isidoro Tamayo, paying $8 even. Pick 6 yesterday at Santa Anita paid for them, paying a handsome $18,508.40 there at Santa Anita. And the fairgrounds, just to give you a look at what happened today. Yesterday at the fairgrounds, lots of favorites, bunches of favorites. The highest priced winner in the 8-race card yesterday at the fairgrounds paid $9.40. The next highest priced winner after that was $5.60. Jose Ortiz won a couple of races, and jockey Ben Curtis won a couple of races yesterday at the fairgrounds. And at Turfway Park last night, the 4-Go Stakes was won by GT 500 with Fernando de la Cruz aboard for Mike Maker, paying $13.92, outrunning It's Bourbon 30, and Banjo Chris, who finished third. They didn't hit the late Pick 5 yesterday last night at Turfway Park. So the late Pick 5 carryover at Turfway Park today, $109,648. That's the carryover for the late pick 5 at Turfway. All right, we got a lot to cover, so we're going to go right to our first break. And when we come back, we'll get you your racing menu. And then the handicappers. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Big-time nighttime pools and great racing always at Los Alamitos with an early pick 4 pool of $175,000 and a late pick 4 pool of nearly $170,000. Plus, our pick 6 pools continue to reach record figures. Horse players, don't miss the Los Alamitos Winter Derby Final on Saturday, February 14th with 10 of the top sophomore sprinters at Los Alamitos. Big-time nighttime pools and great racing always at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. They just ran the turf sprint at Saudi Arabia, and the turf sprint at 6 3/4 turf on the turf. Anyhow, in a driving finish, the winner there was Reef Runner with Irad Ortiz Jr. aboard. Reef Runner wins or finishes first in the turf sprint. It's not official yet. Reef Runner, the winner there. Finishing second in the race was the 5-horse Lazat, and finishing third, the 2-horse, and that is Comanche Brave. It was a driving finish, though, and Irad Ortiz Jr. got up with the winner there, the 9-horse, and again, Reef Runner. Okay? Let's get started with the racing menu for today. First post times Pacific. You know the deal. If you're not in it, adjust to it. The Pacific time zone, so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. First post times are Pacific. Okay, you know that Saudi Arabia is already underway. They had a first post time of 4 p.m., so they're through 6 races now of the 9, and the big race is yet to come. The Saudi Cup will be the last race on the card, the 9th, and that will be at 9:40 this morning, Pacific time. Okay? Laurel Park. Back in the United States, Laurel Park is the first racetrack up on the menu. Their first post time is 9 a.m. They got 4 stakes races today at Laurel Park. The Nellie Morris will go as the 6th race on the card. The post time stakes will be the 7th. The Barbara Fritchie will be the 8th race. And the 9th race will be the centerpiece of the 4 stakes races, the $200,000 General George at 7 furlongs. In that race, the 9-5 favorite is Quince Brew with Yasig Hazelwood aboard. Laurel Park's first post time for 10 races is at 9 a.m. at Laurel Park today. All righty. And then next up comes Aqueduct, the Big A in New York. Aqueduct has 10 races, 3 stakes races today at Aqueduct. The first one comes early. The second race on the card is the Eastview Stakes. 7 furlongs for 3-year-old filly. 6-5 favorite there is Galinda. And then later on, the Damon Runyon will be the 4th race on the card. 7 furlongs for 3-year-olds. The 4-5 favorite there is Arctic Beast. And then later on, the Save Florida Sandy Stakes will be the 9th on the card at 7 furlongs for 4-year-olds and up. And in that race, 2-1 favorite is National Identity there with Kendrick Carmouche. 10 races today at the Big A. And first post time at Aqueduct is set at 9:10. 9:10 at Aqueduct today. Gulfstream Park, they've got 12 races. Their feature race today is the Grade 3 Royal Delta. It's at 1.16 mile, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, and that'll be the 11th race on the card. 8 go to the post in that one. 6-5 favorite is Shred the Gnar. First post time at Gulfstream with a pick 6 rainbow jackpot carryover, $491,920, 491,920. Don't forget, if it doesn't get hit today, mandatory tomorrow with that pool. First post time is at 9:20. Tampa Bay Downs has 10 races, a couple of stakes races. The Lightning City at 5 furlongs on the turf will be the 6th, and the Turf Dash at 5 furlongs on the turf will be the 10th. 2 turf stakes races at 5 furlongs. The Lightning City for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, and the Turf Dash strictly for 4-year-olds and up. Tampa Bay's first post time is at 9:30. 9:30 at Tampa Bay. Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $39,233 at Tampa Bay today. Fairgrounds, big racing day there. They got a dozen races today at the Fairgrounds. 6 stakes races. They'll roll out like this. The Colonel Power will be the 3rd on the card. And then the Al Stall will be the 8th. The Mine Shaft, the 9th. The Fairground Stakes, the 10th. The Grade 2 Rachel Alexander will be the 11th with Kentucky Oaks points at it. And the big race of the day, the Grade 2 Risen Star, will have Kentucky Derby points, 50 of those as well there. And that'll be the 12th race on the card. First post time at the Fairgrounds with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $46,455 is set at 10 a.m. Oaklawn Park has 11 races. The Dixie Belle is their featured 9th race on the card. 8-5 favorite there is Little Miss Curlin. 11 races, Oaklawn. First post time is at 10:30, 10:30 at Oaklawn. Turf Paradise has 8 races. By the way, the Class 6 at Oaklawn today, I guess they hit the Class 6. I'm sorry. They did hit the Class 6. Pardon me. Okay. Turf Paradise, 8 races, 2 quarter-horse races, 6 thoroughbreds. Turf Paradise, they have a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $472,755. First post time, Turf Paradise, 12:15. Santa Anita kicks in at 12:30 with a 9-race card. The feature there is the San Marcos on the turf at 1.25 miles. In that race, the favorite, lukewarm at that, well, the 9-5 favorite is Gold Phoenix with Kazuchi Kimura aboard. 9 in the San Marcos. The 9 is the favorite. First post time at Santa Anita today is at 12:30. 12:30 at Santa Anita today. And they have a super high 5 carryover there of $14,558. Santa Anita super high 5. 12:30, first post. Delta Downs has 10 races. First post time is 2:45. Turfway Park, 10 races. The feature there today is the Dust Commander. It's the 9th on the card. The favorite at 6-5 is Encino in the Dust Commander. That's the 9th. 10 overall at Turfway. First post time is at 2:55. Charlestown has 8 races with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $18,173. Their first post time at Charlestown is set at 4 p.m. for their 8-race card. And the Los Alamitos, they have 8 races tonight, 1 mixed, 3 thoroughbreds, 4 quarter horses. The Los Alamitos Winter Derby, you've been watching the commercial on that, is the 8th and final race today at Los Al, 200,000 plus for 3-year-olds going 400 yards. And that is the 8-race card at Los Alamitos. And real quick, Turfway Park again. Missed that one, but Turfway Park has the highest carryover in the pick 6 jackpot in the country today. Their pick 6 jackpot carryover at Turfway, $537,151. And as we told you before, the late pick 5 carryover, not a jackpot, a regular pick 5 carryover, $109,648. That's your menu. Now let's get out to Jonathan Ardoon. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. A lot of action going on, man. The Saudi, happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Thank you. You too.
A lot of action going on there in Saudi Arabia. Flavien Prat won with Bob Baffert's winner in the sprint, and then Irad just won the sprint on the turf there. And, of course, we got 3 big races left to go.
Yeah, Imagination won for Baffert and Pratt, and that Pratt's amazing. He just travels the world like it's no big deal.
Well, do you have a final thought about the Saudi Cup before we come back to America?
No. No thought at all. I just, there are too many unknowns in these races, Ralph. You have horses coming from all over that I don't have figures on, so I have enough races to choose from. You just went through the menu.
Okay,
It's
so let me
tracks, right?
let me ask you this then. Who are you rooting for?
No, I don't care.
So you have no
Honestly,
rooting interest. You have in other words, you're staying in the good old USA, and you don't care what happens where else.
exactly.
Okay. Until you go put gas in your car. Remember, there's $20 million up for grabs in Saudi Arabia. They're getting that money
Right.
from somewhere.
They certainly are.
In any case, do me a favor and just tilt your camera down a little because we got a lot of your. There you go, a little bit more, Jonathan Hardoon. All right, so we'll table the Saudi races with Jonathan, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the races at the fairgrounds today, Jonathan. And I know that you have opinions on those races. So
I certainly do.
I'm going to start with the Mineshaft Stakes. This is the 9th race on the card, a mile and 16th, 4-year-olds and up, and a field of 7. I'm going to check the late scratches and see if we got any there. Hit Show is the 9-5 favorite, and of course, we all know about him.
Yeah, well, he's the horse to beat. He's 1-for-1 at fairgrounds. It's interesting. Florent Giroux is flying back to spend the day at fairgrounds. He'll be riding all the Cox horses. I guess Pratt and Ortiz are out of town, or out of the country, actually. So they went back to the bench and they called in Florent Giroux, and he's going to win this race with Hit Show.
Okay, Hit Show is 9-5. Now, let's try to make a little chicken soup out of chicken feathers. If we take him as the 9-5 favorite, and by the way, it's a 7-horse field, no scratches in that race so far, and so you got 6 other competitors with this, and not one of any of the other competitors has a morning line over double digits. The highest morning line after that is 8-1. So maybe we can put together a nice exacta. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to use the 4-horse Moonlit underneath. This horse has a race at fairgrounds and actually ran well. Jose Ortiz rides 6-1 on the morning line. That's the exacta I'm playing, 6-4.
All right, 6-4 exacta there. All right, then we'll move to the Fairground Stakes. This is a mile and 1/8 on the turf for 4-year-olds and up. That it is the 10th race on the card. No late scratches in that either. There are 10 in it. This is a more wide open affair, I think. 3-1 is Capuna with Luis Saez aboard.
Yeah, there's a chance of showers, but I'm sure they're going to do everything to keep this race on the grass. It's a stake race. I like the number 2 horse in here, Brilliant Birdie, a 5-year-old from the Sherry DeVoe barn. Brian Hernandez rides today. You're getting 4-1 on the morning line. This horse has the advantage of breaking from an inside post, going a mile and 1/8. I think this horse is going to run well.
Brilliant Birdie at 4-1 on the morning line. Taking a look at some of the exacta possibilities there. I got to tell you, I like a Montador in this race. A nice fat 6-1 with Tyler Gaffleone.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that horse. Certainly has a shot. It's Mike Stidham, who always does well there, and rider switch first time for Gaffleone. So let's see what happens.
All right. Then we get to the 2 main events of the day of the 12 race card. They're the last 2 races on the card. The Grade 2 Rachel Alexandra, part of the Fairgrounds Oaks series, and of course, prep for the Kentucky Oaks. It has 50 Kentucky Oaks leaderboard points to the winner, and it's at a mile and 16th, obviously, for 3-year-old fillies. There's 8 in the field, no late scratches yet in this race. 2-1 favorite there is Bella Ballerina with Tyler Gaffleone aboard there.
I like a 4-1 shot in here, Ralph. I like the number 7 horse, Majestical, a 3-year-old filly from the Peter Uriton barn. This horse ran super last time out when stretching out for the first time at fairgrounds. She is coming off of Lasix. She was able to run with Lasix in that race, but the figure was really good, and I think you're going to get every bit of the 4-1. I like the 7 horse in here, Majestical.
All right, Majestical is your top pick there, 4-1 with Ben Curtis, who had a couple of winners just yesterday at the fairgrounds. I'm going to hook that horse up, yours, with the 1 Just Singing, the 7-2 with John Velasquez aboard, and the 8 Agrippina. Paco Lopez obviously was scheduled to ride this horse. There'll be another jockey there, but I like that at 12-1. I think she can get up there in the exotics.
Never argue with a price horse. So you're right.
And if I could put Majestical together with that one, and they hold anywhere near their morning lines at 4-1 and 12-1, there'll be a nice exacta payoff. But you like Majestical with Ben Curtis aboard in the Rachel Alexandra. Okay, now we move to the Risen Star, the Grade 2 $500,000 Risen Star for the 3-year-olds at 1 1/8 miles. This has 50 Kentucky Derby points to the winner. There's an 8-horse field in this race. There are some nice, promising 3-year-olds in the race. The 8-5 favorite is Paladin with Tyler Gaffleone. You have Golden Tempo in this race at 3-1 with Jose Ortiz. You also have Chip Honcho with Luis Saez at 6-1, and Courting, you remember Courting, that's 6-1 with John Velasquez. Pretty competitive race, I think.
It is. It's a wide open betting event, and this is actually going to be one of my official picks for the show. I love the number 5 horse in here, Chip Honcho.
Oh.
3-year-old colt from the Steve Asmussen barn. This horse has 4 career starts, and he's improved in each and every one of them. He was beaten last time out by Golden Tempo. However, go watch the replay. This horse was breaking from the 10 post. He got the worst of it. Golden Tempo got the most perfect trip up the inside with Ortiz for Sherry DeVoe. And it's interesting because a rider switched today to Luis Saez. That's because Paco Lopez is hurt. But I like the 5 horse in here, Chip Honcho.
The Chip Honcho in the Risen Star with Luis Saez aboard. Do you think is going to get that 50 points in the 12th race, the 5 horse, your official pick? And, of course, your selection for the feature race, the Risen Star, the 12th race on the card at the fairgrounds. All right, let's go for some more winners, and hopefully you won't get bet down like you did yesterday. Boy, that horse really took a lot of action and took a lot of action all the way through the betting period.
Well, everyone saw what we saw, Ralph. Speed in the inside has been the place to be at Aqueduct. Yeah, there was one horse that came from dead last yesterday, but over the last 2 weeks, it's been nothing but speed, and the rail. Anyway, we're going to look at the 7th race today. It's a mile on the main track, and I like the number 1 horse in here, Baron of Sealand. This is a 5-year-old gelding from the Rudy Rodriguez barn. Ruben Silvera aboard to ride, 9-2 on the morning line. Originally a field of 9, but Rudy scratched his other horse in the race. Number 3 left them behind. So that gives me more confidence. You know, why run 2 when 1 will do? And I like the number 1 horse in here, Baron of Sealand, Ruben Silvera for Rudy Rodriguez, 9-2 on the morning line.
Left them behind is going to stay behind in the stable today for his entry mate, Baron of Sealand. Baron of Sealand, the 1 horse, is your play in the 7th race at Aqueduct, 1 mile. But this is, of course, a 1-turn mile, right?
Yes.
And then he'll break from the rail, Baron of Sealand, with Silvera aboard, 9-2 on the morning line, 7th race, the 1 horse. What about Santa Anita?
Let's look at the 3rd race today, 6 furlongs on the turf. I love the number 2 horse in here, Shangri-Lama, a 6-year-old mare from the Mark Glatt barn. This horse was claimed 2 starts back. She ran very, very well first start for a Glatt. Kazuchi Kimura keeps the mount, 4-1 on the morning line. This is a single for me in the early pick 5. Number 2, Shangri-Lama. 3rd race today out at Santa Anita.
Shangri-Lama on Valentine's Day. The 2 horse in the 3rd race, Shangri-Lama with Kazuchi Kimura aboard at 4-1. The 3rd race, the 2 horse. And as always, Jonathan, you have full sheets for Aqueduct and Santa Anita. And, of course, where else? Gulfstream?
Oaklawn and Gulfstream, correct. All 4 tracks are up to date, JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
You got it, my man. You notice that Jonathan signed off before we can inch out another horse from him. So he's getting wise to what we do here, trying to get another winner from him. But we thank Jonathan a lot for all of his opinions today in the races across the country. All right, well, that's Jonathan's done. Now next up comes Rich Eng, and then, of course, John Lindo and Jerry J yet to come. So don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going.
every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas as we move through the Race Day show today, a half a world away. They have run 6 races of the 9 so far in Saudi Arabia, and the 7th race comes up next. Post time is scheduled for 8:10, which is 10 minutes after we go off the air for the next race at in Saudi Arabia, the Neom Cup. So we'll wait and see the results of that after the race, and of course. The big Saudi Cup comes up at 9:40, scheduled at 9:40 Pacific time for $20 million. Now let's go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, Richie, a lot of action already started across the country, half a world away, and there'll be plenty of action across the country today, starting, of course, with Aqueduct moving down south to Louisiana, where all those stakes races are at, and Derby and Oaks points are up for grabs at the fairgrounds, and then winding up in Southern California with the nice San Marcos stakes there.
You know, it was nice to see when you went through the menu of the racetracks, Ralph, that no cancellations. So we have a full menu. Isn't that nice to have a lot of racetracks, a lot of races to handicap, and you can pick and choose your spots. The beauty of horse racing, like sports betting, you can pick your spots. You don't have to bet every game. You don't have to bet every race.
Nope, that's right. You can go to what your forte is at, I guess. But I did ask Jonathan. He didn't have one, but do you have an opinion on the Saudi Cup later on?
Well, I'm a big Forever Young fan. I've been following him since his Kentucky Derby run because I had a future book ticket on him and he got beat by 2 noses.
Mm-hmm.
But then he won the Breeders' Cup and just a phenomenal effort. But I really believe he might be still the best horse in the world. So we'll see what odds he has. If he's too short, I'll just watch.
Well, and he will be defending that title because he won the Saudi Cup last year on the way to winning the Breeders' Cup Classic as well. So you'll take Forever Young in that race to continue his win streak. But he's going to have a tough test today with a lot of good horses, a lot of great horses that are running right now in that race. All right, back to the United States. I guess you have a pick for us at Santa Anita.
Yeah, let's go to race number 5. It's 6.5 furlongs down the hillside turf course. I'm going to go with the number 1, Infinitum, with Juan Hernandez riding for Mark Ladd. They've been trying to get this horse on the grass, but won last time despite coming off the turf. But the horses are grazing. This is a Calbred, so this horse should adapt very nicely into the grass. 1, Infinitum in the 5th.
All right, in the 5th race, anchor race in the early pick 5, early pick 4 at Santa Anita today. You like the rail horse, Infinitum, the 1 in the 5th race today. Don't forget, Richie has a full sheet of handicapping for all the races today at Santa Anita right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Thanks a lot, Rich. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right. We're going to get a message from Alex White for Sports by the Book, and then we'll take our final break and come back with John and Jerry.
If you love pucks and ponies like we do, you don't want to miss Monday's episode of Sports by the Book. Alex White here, and I'm happy to announce U.S. Hockey Hall of Famer and horse handicapper Eddie Olczyk will be joining the show from Italy to talk Olympics and the second half of the NHL season. Join myself and Ryan McCormick and Eddie O on Monday's show, 10 a.m. Pacific time. That is on YouTube, Sports by the Book. We'll see you then.
If you're celebrating a special occasion or just love fine dining, you're in the right place. Come experience the crown jewel of South Point restaurants, Michael's Gourmet Room.
Welcome.
With over 600 different types of wines and magnificent dishes prepared tableside, you'll revel in the rich classic Vegas decor and the best black tie service in the world. This intimate gourmet room has earned accolades galore. Come to Michael's Gourmet Room for an unforgettable dining experience. Another famous restaurant is the Silverado Steakhouse, where you'll find the charm and service that discerning patrons require. From top quality steaks and chops to fresh seafood and desserts, you'll love the award-winning wine list and menu at Silverado Steakhouse. Steak lovers have even more options with primarily prime rib. Catering to hearty appetites, the menu features a variety of flavorful prime rib cuts, dry aged to ensure tenderness, and then seasoned and slowly roasted. Although prime rib is our specialty, it's not the only thing on the menu. There's something for everyone.
Looking to bet smarter? Get sports betting insight and winning picks straight from the South Point Hotel and Casino.
The favorite should be 220-ish, and here, you can lay $1.65.
So getting a plus 315 price here for this one to go to overtime. I like it.
Their strength is their defense. I like the under.
Join Sports by the Book Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific and bet your winning edge.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, back at Race Day Las Vegas here in Las Vegas, half a world away at the King Abdulaziz Race Course. We have the Saudi Cup racing going on. They're in the paddock for the seventh race of the day, a $3 million stakes race at 1 mile and 5/16 on the turf. It'll go about 8:10, about 10 minutes after we're done with our show. We'll go a little bit closer to Las Vegas here in Southern California, where John Lindo is standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Happy Valentine's Day to you, and of course your better half there in Southern California there. And all I can say is, I've asked all of my handicappers the same thing. I know it's a half a world away, but do you have an opinion in the Saudi Cup?
Well, Forever Young is the obvious selection. I mean, he won this race last year. He won the Breeders' Cup Classic at Del Mar, a true world traveler. Only thing, Ralph, he had a prep race in Japan last year before he won the Saudi Cup. He did not have a prep this year. He's going in cold. So you wonder a little bit about that. And Bob Baffert brings Nisos and Nevada Beach out there. Now, Bob Baffert hasn't traveled to the Middle East, for 8, 9, 10 years, something like that. It's been a long time.
Yeah. He's
out there today. He got the Beer Money Horse Home and Imagination in the Riyadh Dirt Sprint.
Yeah.
But there's a reason he's out there. So just because of that, they're serious. It'll be a good race.
Now, I believe the last time he was there, isn't that where he had his heart attack?
That was down in Dubai.
Oh, Dubai. I'm sorry. Yes, he's at Saudi. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's wish him all the health in the world and good racing. Just a clean trip in the Saudi Cup for all of them. We'll see how it lays out. Back closer to home, Fairgrounds has a couple of races with Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby points attached to them. Any thoughts in either one of those two races, the Rachel Alexander or the Risen Star?
Well, in the Risen Star, I'm really looking forward to the return of Paladin. Again, that win in the Revson has been validated. We saw Renegade come back and win the Sam F. Davis at Tampa last week.
Mm-hmm.
Paladin just flat out outran him to the wire, and we'll see where he's at starting off. But I think that's a really good race he's coming out of, and this is Chad Brown's best hope to get to the Derby this year. And Todd Pletcher's got a horse in there, courting that costs $5 million, and he's been training real well. Hasn't run his terrific races yet. He puts blinkers on today, and that might help. He's the horse that can move forward today. We'll see what happens, but Paladin, the one to beat, and the one I want to watch with, the Kentucky Derby future wagers are going on. He'll be one of the favorites, if not the favorite, at the end of the betting of that pool, depending on what he does today.
Okay, the Risen Star there. And no thoughts about Rachel?
Bella Ballerina comes back for Godolphin and Brendan Walsh. She was really good winning the Goldenrod at Churchill Downs last fall. And again, we have to see where she's at coming in, but she's had a lot of works at Fairgrounds. She's based down there. She's tactical. I think she gets a good trip in a race without much speed. And, the only speed horse I can see is Majestical, who John Hardoon likes, and it comes off a maiden win for Peter Urton. We're going to find out how good she is, but she ought to get her trip, and we'll see where she fits.
Yeah. Be interesting races as we start trying to put together the puzzle for the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. Just one of the very many pieces to this puzzle before we get to the first Saturday in May. And, of course, down at Santa Anita, the weather is beautiful today. First post time is 12:30. The San Marcos is the feature. But you did say that maybe there's rain on the horizon for Monday?
Well, it's like a 95% chance of rain on Monday. It's supposed to be a pretty good storm too. So we'll see. I haven't done the work yet because I want to see what happens. It's the kind of thing where they could call it off. I hope that's not the case, but we'll monitor what happens. It's supposed to start coming in late Sunday, and we should be good to go for races tomorrow. And hopefully we'll get that Monday card in as well.
All right, you got it, my man. And, of course, that is the Monday President's Day special holiday card there at Santa Anita we're talking about. But for today, all systems are go, I should say. San Marcos, Golden Phoenix has danced a lot of dances there on the turf course in Southern California. It's 9-5 favorite in this race again today.
Well, and the fields aren't getting any tougher. A mile and a quarter, we know he'll run all day, and he's trained well for the return. If he needs the race, I think Truly Quality, the one to beat in here, just because he has a recent race. And again, 2 horses that can run all day. There isn't much pace. It's going to be a tactical race. Stay Hot may get first jump on them. I'm going to lean toward True Quality, just wondering to see where Gold Phoenix is at coming off the layoff.
All righty. And, of course, we'll take your pick for today, John.
Race 5 today at Santa Anita. I'm on the same horse as Rich Eng, Infinitum. I'm from the rail. Was reined off the turf last time, caught an outside bias track, rallied up the inside, so he beat the bias. He's a half-brother to Aligato, who's a turf specialist in Southern California. He had to love the hillside. 7-2 on the program. Number 1, Infinitum, race number 5, Santa Anita.
All right, the good handicapping seal of approval. When 2 handicappers land on the same horse, they do here with Rich Eng and now John Lindo on number 1, Infinitum, the 1 horse in the 5th race at Santa Anita. Don't forget, John Lindo's Lindo Report that covers all of the races today at Santa Anita, plus a suggested coast-to-coast pick 5 with the races at Gulfstream Park, all on one comprehensive sheet. It's available only in one place in this gaming capital, and it's right here at the South Point Racebook free of charge because they love horse players here. And you can get it here for sure. Hey, thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you tomorrow, and happy Valentine's Day to your significant other.
We'll see you in studio tomorrow, Ralph. See you in the morning.
Okay, you got it, my man. Travel safe. And now we'll go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
Well, you been watching any of those races in Saudi Arabia or no?
No, I just, I got up at 7 o'clock. I'm just drinking my coffee, getting ready for the show, picking the plays. I don't do my plays ahead of time. I do them in the morning before I get on the air.
Yeah, we do know that. Real quick.
Immediately after the show, it'll come
on. Real quick. Many have noticed a trend at Aqueduct is the rail and speed is still holding. Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, it's the way I see it. It's the way it is.
All right, let's get some picks then. Aqueduct?
Let's do that. Yeah, let's go to the 6th race.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean we're only going to bet inside speed to go, and we're going to bet horses that have the ability to overcome that.
Okay.
Hopefully, and that's number 6, Sin Nombre, in the 6th race. Okay. By the way, it's a big scratch, Divine Leader, which gives Sin Nombre a really good shot, I think. And I think we'll take 7-2 or higher here. The 6 over the 1, 3, 4, 5, reverse 1, 3, 4, 5, back over the 6. The 6 in race number 6, Sin Nombre.
Okay, easy to remember. 6th race, number 6, Sin Nombre. The 6 over 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, and reverse with the 6. The 6 is the key in the 6th race at Aqueduct. And now we'll get to Santa Anita.
Yeah, you can hear my buddy Bobka there likes that horse.
Yeah, I guess he does.
Let's go to the 9th race, Ralph. Finish off the day with Bint Al Dandy. I just think it's better than these. It's only 5-2, and I think I would go down to 8-5 here. I just feel like this is the right horse, so I'll take the 7 over the 1, 4, 6, 9. Reverse is just to break even, if that at all. This is all about a win bet on the 7 and 8-5 or better.
All right, 9th race heavy on the 7. Bint Al Dandy, the 7. Small link-ups to the 1, 4, 6, and 9, and reverse. But the big bet, the big play is on the 7, Bint Al Dandy. Giving a little tease out there, folks, in the 5th race where we have 2 handicappers landing on the same horse in the 5th race. That's Jerry J's star horse. He's got another star horse and a pop-out key in the same race. Get Jerry J's power pages today for Santa Anita and Aqueduct right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. 10 minutes to the next race at Saudi Arabia and about 9 seconds until we're done. Say it, Jerry.
Have a great race day, everybody.